Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It's Thursday. It's the day after Valentine's Day. A little simple math means it's the 15th day of February, and yeah, we're over the halfway point now. Weather-wise, though, not so February-like out there, and I think we're going to be flirting with some today, possibly flirting with some record highs, and definitely later on in the forecast, we're going to do that again. We've got a warm pattern, multiple rounds of showers in our forecast, no big change. Sunday right now, if you had to pick one day and hope that it turns out a little sunny and dry in the middle, Sunday's going to be it. I'll tell you more about your forecast in just a few moments as we're talking about the possibility of another 1.5 to maybe 2.5 inches of rain total over the next few days. On our Today's Date in Weather History segment, the National Weather Service recalls, and I believe you may as well, because it was only back in 2010 on this date, most all the viewing area under about 4 to 5 inches of snowfall. So a stark contrast from the conditions that we're seeing out there today. And it can go from one day to the next. Winter's not over. It's going to make a return. It's not so much in the forecast, but it indeed will be back. I've got several local governmental meetings to edit tonight and a lot of other news to try to get ready for tomorrow. Tonight's headlines will center around where I've spent much of my morning and afternoon. Several indictments returned by the Johnson County grand jury yesterday. Several of those individuals from Salyersville and, of course, Johnson and other counties. And the Johnson County Sheriff's Department set out today to execute several of those indictment warrants per their roundup this morning. And the majority of those they sought all shared a common thread, if you will, relating to their charges. And I'll explain that and how it affects our kids in just a few moments, and a couple of other headlines and bits of information before we go any further. Before we do, there's still a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz, and rightfully so, about the $1 million lottery winner, the Mega Millions ticket. The winning ticket sold Tuesday night in Louisa at the BP. Well, the winner has come forward to claim his or her prize, and I believe it's his prize. However, he has chosen not to be made, or his identity not to be made public. The clerks and everyone at the BP knows who he is, but he is wishing to remain anonymous, and I can't say I blame him. He matched all five of the white balls, if you will, and that $1 million after taxes, he got a check for $700,000 for his ticket. And I believe it was indeed a $1 ticket, and I'm sure he is thrilled. I don't know if we'll ever know who it is, but he has claimed his prize. No surprise that Eric C. Kahn has been disbarred. I knew this was coming. I'm sure we all did, but the Kentucky Supreme Court has done so permanently to the disability attorney, who of course pleaded guilty and then fled and was found in Honduras. An order signed by Kentucky Chief Justice John Minton Jr. said Kahn's actions make him unfit to practice law in Kentucky. The Kentucky Bar Association had filed disciplinary charges against him. He, of course, did not face those charges. At that time, of course, he had left the country and was trying to elude authorities, and did so successfully for several weeks. When we come back, we'll begin with the drug roundup that was a part of indictments returned by a Johnson County grand jury this week. We'll talk about in those two reports how the indictments relate to Johnson and McGoffin County residents, and how the roundup from the Sheriff's Department dealt with the safety of our children. Stay tuned.
Yes, Logan makes the best truck bodies on the market, and they also have a fully stocked warehouse of dump body parts, PTOs, hydraulic pumps, hoists, anything you need to get back on the road. And they are a full-service steel and aluminum service center. They keep I-beam, channel, angle, pipe, round rod, rebar, expanded metal, sheet metal, and aluminum all in stock. And if you've got a big project, they do commercial manufacturing to your specs. Logan, since 1904.
Hi, I'm Bill Mead, and I've dedicated over half of my life to law enforcement and protecting my community and family. In my 29 years of service, I've received several federal commendations for my part in major drug cases. I have 17 years experience in narcotics investigations. 10 of those years as a sergeant with the Kentucky State Police Drug Enforcement Special Investigations East Unit. I've received the highest level of training in criminal investigations, and I know exactly what it takes to successfully see a criminal case through the state and federal court systems. As your McGoffin County Sheriff, I will review every investigation and ensure that you're treated with respect and dignity. My name is William Bill Mead, number 3 on the ballot, but number one for McGoffin County. Thank you.
A new inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun Pawn. 349 Pawn.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Salyersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Your best solution for diesel performance, upgrades, service, and repair is also a full-service repair center for all vehicles, gas or diesel, from routine service to major repairs, with a trusted auto body shop for minor dings to full-on restorations and rebuilds. Plus, get all your 4x4 accessories, lights, bumpers, winches, and more at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Salyersville. 349-8785.
The sitting Johnson County Grand Jury returned, I think, well over 24 indictments yesterday, most, not all, but most, for drug-related charges. There's serious charges and crimes, though, were contained therein. We'll go through that list for you right now. Beginning with those indicted by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department and those sought after in today's roundup, Willa S. Tackett of Flat Gap was indicted on trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree, first offense for trafficking in oxycodone on around April the 17th, ordered held on a $5,000 bond. Paul Daniels of Flat Gap, indicted on trafficking in a controlled substance under 10 dosage units in the first degree, first offense for trafficking in oxycodone on around March the 27th. Also indicted by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Charles D. Young of Paintsville, trafficking in a controlled substance within 1,000 yards of a school on or around April the 2nd of 2015. He was alleged to have been trafficking in buprenorphine. Gordon Tim Williamson of Whittensville, indicted on trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree for trafficking in methamphetamine on around February the 25th of 2016. Christopher Adkins of Whittensville, indicted for trafficking in a controlled substance, methamphetamine, on or around March the 15th, also ordered held on a $5,000 bond. Randall J. Stanford of Flat Gap, trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree for trafficking in methamphetamine on or around March the 2nd of 2016. And Justin Litchfield of West Van Leer for trafficking in the first degree for less than 2 grams of methamphetamine on or around July the 29th of 2016. All those cases presented by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department. The following 2 cases presented by the Paintsville Police Department. The first one involving that of a Salyersville woman, Lacey Pennington, indicted on account of trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree for methamphetamine and possession or use of drug paraphernalia. She stands accused of selling methamphetamine in complicity with Brian Tucker and also being in possession of syringes upon the time of the arrest. Brian Tucker is also from Salyersville, and he's also facing trafficking in a controlled substance complicity charges and possession of drug paraphernalia charges for the selling of the meth and the possession of syringes. 5 individuals were all indicted on the same charge, with the exception of those who were indicted for being persistent felony offenders. They were all said to be complicit with each other in trying to smuggle contraband into the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, those being Elaine Ball of Paris, Kentucky, promoting contraband in the first degree and being a persistent felony offender in the second degree, meaning she had 1 prior felony on her record. Jessica Watts of Paintsville, who was already lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on other charges, promoting contraband in the first degree, complicity, and being a persistent felony offender in the first, meaning she had 2 prior felonies on her record. Tatiana Bell of Paintsville, promoting contraband in the first degree, complicity with the others. Also in complicity, Elizabeth Wireman of Salyersville, and also in complicity of promoting contraband in the first degree, Aaron Hill of Long Branch in Lovely, Kentucky. And other indictments were returned with the charges of promoting contraband in the first degree by the Johnson County Grand Jury, one in the name of Herbert Blevins of Paintsville, for around December the 17th of 2016, and Eric Thornsberry of Sandy Hook, promoting contraband in the first degree and being a persistent felony offender in the second. Indicted on charges of bail jumping in the first degree for failing to appear at an ordered time and place, Jason Mollett of Paintsville. Also a Kristen Sloan, indicted for bail jumping in the first degree. And Christopher Hilton of Salyersville, indicted for bail jumping in the first degree for failing to appear at a pretrial on February the 2nd of this year. Another drug-related indictment, Jack R. Klein of Paintsville for trafficking in a controlled substance in the first for methamphetamine, public intoxication, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This relates to October the 1st of last year when he was said to have sold methamphetamine, as well as been under the influence of drugs and been in possession of drug paraphernalia. And Billy Shepard of Thelma, indicted on attempted rape in the first degree, sexual abuse in the first degree, wanton endangerment in the first 2 counts, and assault in the 4th degree, and being a persistent felony offender in the first degree. Now, this all goes back to a case or events that happened on or around December the 18th of just this past year, where he allegedly attempted to rape a female by taking a knife, cutting off her underclothes, and attempting to have forcible sexual intercourse with her. He also subjected her to sexual abuse and endangered her life as well as that of a minor under the age of 12. And having at least 2 prior felonies on his record, he's now being indicted for being a persistent felony offender in the first degree. His bond is set at $20,000. There were also 2 other indictments which were returned, for which I do not have any accompanying photographs at this hour, one being in the name of Keenan Powers of East Point, indicted on trafficking in marijuana over 5 pounds. It also has a firearm enhancement, which greatly increases the penalty for that 1 count. He's now facing 10 to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000. Keenan Powers was also indicted on cultivating marijuana more than 5 plants, also with a firearm enhancement, receiving stolen property, that being a firearm, and wanton endangerment in the first. On around January the 26th of this year, he was found to be in possession of over 5 pounds. The indictment doesn't say exactly how much he had in his possession, but also at the same time he was in possession of a high-point .40 caliber handgun. He was found to be in possession of marijuana plants which were cultivated over 5, and in possession of a .40 caliber handgun as well, the same handgun I do believe, but he was also in possession of a 223 semi-automatic rifle that had been stolen from a Prestonsburg man. There was also a minor child involved, for which there was a wanton endangerment charge. That case brought before the grand jury by Trooper Jonathan Roos of the Desi East Criminal Interdiction Unit with the State Police. Keenan Powers' bond set at $20,000. And lastly, a woman indicted for stealing from the Hardys in Paintsville, Jacqueline R. Barnes of River, theft by unlawful taking, over $500. She's alleged to have stolen or taken $2,425 in cash from the Hardys of Paintsville, at which time she was an employee. I'll be right back.
Drive safe and save, and do it with 6 months, same as cash. They've been servicing vehicles in the viewing area for over 30 years. They've got 6 months, no interest, thousands of tires in stock every day. Drive in, drive out, get the latest rebates from all the major manufacturers, and the greatest of service from Conley Tire in Staffordsville. To all of her current and future patients, Hope Family Medical Center and Big Sandy Healthcare are proud to announce that pediatrician Dr. Leslie Ann Dotson has joined Big Sandy Healthcare's new Physicians for Women and Families complex in Oxshire, where she's now a part of a team of 3 OBGYNs, 2 family medicine physicians, and their nurse practitioners. That's Physicians for Women and Families, open Monday through Friday at 23 Willow Drive in Oxshire, a part of the Big Sandy Healthcare family.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Just like your savings, Hornet basketball is money in the bank. And from everyone at Salyersville National, congratulations and thank you to our Hornets and Lady Hornets for representing us so well this season, and good luck in the 57th District Tournament. Go Hornets!
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our seniors that did lead their home court for the last time here at the Golden Hornets. Per the return of those indictments that I showed you just a few moments ago, the Johnson County Sheriff's Department set out to execute 7 that they had, all of those after or the result of a months-long, nearly years-long investigation into illegal drug trafficking in Johnson County. While the Johnson County Sheriff's Department was, of course, targeting drug activity with those cases, those warrants, and today's arrest, they were also targeting those trafficking within 1,000 feet of Johnson County schools. Out of all the indictments returned yesterday by the Johnson County Grand Jury, 7 of those indictment warrants were to be executed today by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department for trafficking in a controlled substance. Of those 7, 5 were charges of trafficking in a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a school. And this residence proves just how close of a proximity the drug activity is taking place next to our kids.
Yeah, we picked Mr. Adkins up. Obviously, he was earshot of the school, and to us, it's important to get as many of these off the street, especially away from their schools, because it's an every at least twice a week we get calls of needles in that area down there where we were just at. You know, people go down there and do drugs with this guy, or they buy drugs from this guy, and they don't care. They just throw their needles out and go on. So, you know, it's important that we get as many of them as we can off the street. There's certain areas in town. There's 2 places in town. One behind, well, it's that cluster of apartments that used to be the Highland House. It used to be a beautiful place, but they've turned them into, I guess, if you will, you know, HUD spots is what we call them. And that seems to be where everybody's that wants to go down this path of do whatever we have to make money. We don't care who it hurts, who it kills. That seems to be where they're all ending up, in these locations.
And after today's roundup, most all of them, with a few exceptions thus far, which are still being sought after, have ended up here, as of our time, the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Sheriff Price begs the public to always, at any time, call with any information that you may have that may lead them to find and help put an end to as much of the drug activity as possible.
It makes the county safer. It makes our kids safer. I believe it saves lives. You know, if we can do as much as we can get, it has to save lives somewhere along the line. Because these people are doing whatever they can to resupply themselves. That means stealing their neighbors' weed eaters, open up fake, or taking credit cards and stuff in their parents' names. We see that all the time. That these people are doing this. They're taking everything mommy and daddy or their grandparents have got, their neighbors. They just don't care. But we do. So that's a big reason why we do this. Try to slow it down. We're not going to stop it completely. But if we sit back and do nothing, they'll soon take over.
Get the max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Salyersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Salyersville, 349 cars. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy.
Appalachian Wireless is showing the love to customers for the entire month of February. All month long, we've got 50 to 100% off retail pricing on today's hottest smartphones. Samsung GS8 retail price over $700. On sale now for $74.99. Samsung GS8 Plus retail price over $800. On sale now for only $174.99. All smartphones are included. Just another reason to be a part of the region's best network. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless and East Kentucky Network Company. 2-year agreement required. Excludes Advantage plans while supplies last. See store for details.
My dad, Philip Chubb Allen, was an appliance repairman who many of you knew. He instilled in me the values of honesty and integrity and to always keep your word. I'm running for change. I'm running for a brighter future for our children. I'm asking for your help. This election is one of the most important in our history. No matter which part of the county you're from, I'm your candidate. Let all of our citizens' voices be heard from every holler and every hilltop and every corner of our beautiful home. My name is Big Tony Allen, and I want to be your Magoffin County Court Clerk.
A brief community calendar for you tonight. In fact, I have 2 announcements to pass along to you before we go any further. The Magoffin County Rescue Squad auction date has been set. There's going to be a lot happening this year. It's an election year, which means there will be a lot of events, a lot of fundraisers held, things of that nature. So just to let everyone know, the Magoffin County Rescue Squad will be taking place, as it always does, the first weekend in May, the first Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in May. Not necessarily always Thursdays in May, but you know what I'm going. Nevertheless, this time around, it's May the 3rd, 4th, and 5th for the 39th annual Magoffin County Rescue Squad. It hurts me to even be talking about this early, but it's the middle of February. They're going to start taking up donations and asking for your help very, very soon, and we certainly hope you can. Rescue Squad auction, May the 3rd through the 5th. And speaking of saving some lives, if you'd like to donate some blood, the next Magoffin County blood drive has been set for Saturday, not this Saturday, so I will remind you as it gets closer, March the 3rd. It's on a Saturday for 4 hours, well, actually from 1 to 5, technically, at the Salyersville IGA. The Kentucky Blood Center Blood Mobile will be there. And everyone who donates leaves with that wonderful feeling of saving a life, possibly, as well as a Donate Blood, Y'all t-shirt. And it's a pretty cool tee. Try to get a pic up for you. A pic of it up on the screen. Not a pickup, but picture for you to see. Really nice t-shirt. I think it's purple and white. With that said, we've got a 75-degree day in our forecast. It's not going to fall or coincide with Sunday's forecast, which is the only one that has some sunshine in it, I'm afraid.
At the 6:30 time frame, showers mainly to the north, and mainly not an issue for us, but mainly after 3 a.m., that's when we have a chance and a likelihood. We should steer clear of them until then, but after 3 in the a.m. tonight, a low of 57 degrees, if you want to call it a low. Winds out of the southwest, 11 to 23 miles per hour at times. Maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch is all we expect to see, but some showers. That will be a prelude of more to come on your Friday, the majority of which should be around until 3 or 4 o'clock. Temperatures will fall, so 57 for a nighttime low tonight, with temperatures falling tomorrow with this next front down to about 42 or so by 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Northwest winds, that's right, northwesterly tomorrow from 7 to 17 miles per hour. Another half to 3/4 of an inch of rain tomorrow. We should see a dry Friday night, mostly cloudy, right around freezing, and then another round of showers. I mean, it's just a back and forth pretty much through the entire forecast run. Well, through the entire forecast run. Saturday, 46 and 31. We'll see a slight chance of showers early. Then showers increase to a likelihood, those winding down around 9 or 10 o'clock Saturday night. And then Sunday should start off pretty decent. I think even mostly sunny skies, temperatures pretty fair for 56, 57 degrees, but the rain comes back. It should be during the overnight into your Monday, 3, 4 a.m. or so, but showers return. They'll be here Monday. Showers likely on your Washington birthday Monday with a high of around 70 degrees, and watch the temperatures build. Mostly cloudy showers Monday and a greater chance of showers on your Tuesday. Even though a little partly sunny action will work its way in the early afternoon, by Tuesday night another round of showers is likely. And look at that, 75 degrees is where we should top out Tuesday, and then we'll drop 10 degrees by Wednesday down into the mid-60s. And shower chances are not giving up. We have no dry days in sight.
Well, there's Lady Hornet action tonight and tomorrow night. Last 2 games of the regular season. The 57th District Tournament starts Monday night. I'm going to try to squeeze as much of it in as possible. We'll see how that goes. So we'll more than likely have some highlights for you tomorrow, and most definitely some local governmental meetings, fiscal court, city council, and I've got a lot of other news that we're working on to try to work into the last day of programming for this week. So please join us then, and thank you for being a part of the show tonight.